Hey, this is Gary with Ultra Plumbing, and this is the Toilet Gut Series Part 1, replacing an angle stop for a toilet. This toilet is running and the parts need to be replaced, but the angle stop doesn't work, so we need to replace that first so we can work on the toilet easier. The angle stop in this video that we're replacing is a compression style angle stop on Cpvc, and that's what we're going to put back. So to replace the angle stop, the first thing we have to do is turn off the water. So here we are going to turn off the water. We're going to find it here in the bushes. There it is. Let's turn off this lever. Once you turn off that lever carefully, you open up the hose bib there and drain the lines. In a moment, we're going to go inside and drain the lines in there as well. So inside, we're going to open up all the faucets and stuff that we can so we can drain as much water out. All the water is going to drain to the lowest point. So since the angle stop for a toilet is typically very low, we want to drain it as much as possible before we remove the angle stop. Once the water's off and everything's drained, you can disconnect the supply line for the toilet like we're doing in the video, and then you can get to removing the angle stop valve. Be careful because there will likely be some residual water left, so be ready to catch it in a bucket or with a towel. If you don't have any water come out when you get ready to remove the angle stop, and lucky you. But once you see that most of the water is done draining, you can go ahead and remove the supply tube, and then you can remove the angle stop valve. As you can see here in the video, we're using a rigid one-stop wrench to remove the supply line, and we're also going to use that rigid one-stop wrench to remove the angle stop valve as well. Just a reminder, I always put the product and tool links in the description, and I'll put that one-stop wrench in there. And it's funny I mentioned the one-stop wrench and how we were going to use it on the angle stop, because I guess I lied, because here we are cutting the angle stop ferrule off with a multi-tool. But nevertheless, once the old angle stop is removed and you're left with a fresh pipe like this, in our case it's 1/2 inch Cpvc, you're ready to put on the new compression angle stop valve. Now you could also use other types of valves on this 1/2 inch Cpvc pipe or copper. You could use a shark bite, you could do a glue-on fitting, or you could sweat on a copper fitting. There's lots of ways you could do it, but the way in this video that we're going to do it is on 1/2 inch Cpvc and with a compression style angle stop valve. Now on Cpvc, you're going to want to use a plastic ferrule. The ferrule is that little white thing that we're putting the pipe joint compound on. For copper pipe, you're going to want to use a brass ferrule, so it'd be a ring like that as well, but it'd be brass, like a gold kind of color. In both scenarios, we use pipe joint compound, or pipe dope as some people call it, on the ferrule, as you see in the video. But we also be very careful to not let it get in the pipe or into the water line whatsoever, and that's why he was wiping it like that. Now, inevitably, some might get in there and it could clog a fill valve or something, but at the end, we're going to flush it out anyway. We just wiped it there to kind of just help with the excess, and just because we try to be perfectionists. I don't know what to tell you. But once you have the pipe dope on there, go ahead and put the angle stop up to it, tighten the nut, and make sure it's pushed all the way onto the pipe. Then you're going to use either 2 pairs of pliers or some type of special angle stop tool to tighten the 1/2 inch compression nut to the angle stop valve body. In the video, we're using the rigid one-stop wrench that I mentioned earlier. With the rigid one-stop wrench, you have to put the 3/8 nut and ferrule onto the top of the angle stop, as you see in the video, and then insert the one part of the one-stop wrench through it, as you see us doing. Then you use the other part of the one-stop wrench to tighten the 1/2 inch nut there at the wall. You can do it with 2 hands like this, but one thing I kind of like about the tool is sometimes you can put the 2 handles together in a way where you can squeeze them together, and it really helps to get the real good tight compression on that 1/2 inch nut. All right, so I just want to show you how to use the one-stop wrench here on camera. So I can just kind of show you this where you don't have to see behind the toilet. So the one-stop wrench has 2 pieces. So this piece fits perfectly in the slot for the 3/8, and sometimes it might be a little tricky getting them in because of the ferrule and stuff, but pretty much you want to send him into there like that. Make sure he's all the way in, and the reason you do this is so it protects the threads on the top. If you were to try and use it without the nut on, all right, get that off. If you just try to use it like this without the nut and ferrule on the 3/8 part, it can, when you go like this, it can actually break or bend this somehow and mess it up. And then you've tightened all that angle stop on there for nothing, because then you can't connect a supply tube. So that's why you want to make sure that the nut and ferrule are on it like that, and stick it in here. Just kind of snug it a little bit just to like get them in there nice and good. And then once you get that far, this is the other piece of the one-stop wrench. This piece fits perfectly onto the 1/2-inch nut here. So now once you have this position, earlier what I was saying, you can kind of use 2 hands to like kind of grab them together like that. But you're basically, going to tighten it. And when you get to the end, if it's a little tight, you might want to like take, 2 hands and like kind of pull these 2 guys together to get that nice crunch. As far as how much to tighten it, you just kind of have to use your judgment. Brasscraft says in the directions, like, once it doesn't turn on the pipe anymore, you're good. The only problem is you can't check it that way on Cpvc or you'll snap the Cpvc in the wall. But anyway, yeah, that's how to use the one-stop wrench. This one-stop wrench is broken, but normally you put this in and like thread it in and it screws in, but ours is broken so it doesn't. It's kind of old. Cool tool. I know some other brands make it too, but this is a rigid one-stop wrench, as you can see, rigid up there, and it's pretty freaking awesome. I'll put the description I'll put the description in the link at the bottom. No, I'm gonna put the link in the description. But once you get it on there, you're pretty much ready to turn the water on. Just make sure you turn the angle stop off before you go turn the water on. But here we are. We made a point to close the hose bib, and now we're slowly turning the water source on. After the water's back on, you can go inside and make sure that your angle stop isn't leaking. As long as it's not leaking, go ahead and flush it into a bucket just to get any gook out of there so it doesn't get into your new toilet parts. Then just go ahead and connect your new supply line to the angle stop and to the toilet, and you're all set. Now, just one note, if you can't cut the old ferrule off, or just for whatever reason you have to use the old nut and ferrule from your old angle stop, you can connect a new angle stop to it, but I recommend using the same brand angle stop, because one thing that could cause a problem is if the depth that the pipe sits into the angle stop is different, then you may have a hard time having the old nut and ferrule reach the new angle stop properly and seal properly. But as long as your angle stop's not leaking, you can go ahead and connect the toilet as so, and go ahead and turn on the water at that angle stop, fill up the toilet, and you should be good to go from there. But I appreciate you watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a lot of mayhem, a lot of chaos, a lot of limbs lost, but we did it. And I'm happy you guys made it with me. But I hope you stay tuned for the next tutorial. Hope you like and subscribe and all that good stuff. I promise these will get better. Okay, speaking of promises, I know I told you there was going to be some more at the end of the video, and I totally forgot when I recorded that last part. But anyway, here it is. Here's the other issue I was telling you about. If you can't get the old nut and ferrule off the pipe at the wall from your old angle stop, and you want to reuse the nut and ferrule here, sorry, you want to reuse these, you can reuse them, but here's the thing you got to watch out for. I recommend using the same brand angle stop if you're going to reuse the nut and ferrule that are on there, and this is why. Right here is the depth of how far the pipe sticks in. Some angle stops have a different depth, so therefore if you have the old nut and ferrule compressed on the pipe and you try to put on an angle stop that isn't as deep as the old one, when you go to put it on the pipe, it's not going to meet to this right, so it's not going to seal right. Now in some scenarios you can keep tightening it and it'll pull the nut and ferrule to the new angle stop, but I don't recommend doing that. I recommend, if it's a different depth and you want to use the old nut and ferrule, then cut a little bit of the pipe off so that the angle stop will go on all the way to match to the old ferrule and nut. Now another thing, if you're going to reuse the old ferrule and nut, it's going to be compressed on the pipe already. So naturally, when you put the new angle stop on, you're going to have to compress it a little tighter than it originally was. It's okay, but that's why we recommend putting pipe dope on here. Now some people have a situation where they can't pull the nut away from the ferrule and it's like this on the wall. And they're like, oh, how do I get pipe dope like in there around the ferrule when the nut won't move out of the way? Easy. Just smear a ton of pipe dope all in here, the best you can. Just smear it all in there to get it all jammed in there around the ferrule and stuff. Then carefully with like a pipe or a little pick or something, just clean it a little bit so it is just only, it's not in the actual pipe. Now if it does get in the pipe and you put the angle stop on and you think there's some pipe joint compound in here, all you gotta do is connect a supply line when you're done and just flush it into a bucket for like 10 seconds. And then you can connect your toilet and you're good.